You know, we humans tend to think of ourselves as pretty special, like the whole destroying the planet thing. But the truth is, Earth will be destroyed whether we're here or not. So when exactly will this happen? Will it be a slow decline or a sudden explosive end? And most importantly, can we prevent it? These are all questions that have kept many of us up at night. So let's find out the answers together. In a recent paper published in the journal AGI Advances, scientists from Yale and Penn State used computer modeling to estimate how the sun will likely affect our world over the next 1 billion years. To put it simply, the researchers created a model of the inner solar system and simulated how well the sun will shine on the Earth over the next few million years. This will allow them to calculate how quickly our planet will lose its atmosphere. Why would the sun cause Earth to lose its atmosphere? You see, right now, gravity is keeping our atmosphere tightly wrapped around the Earth. But if the sun gets too big, it'll start stripping away our planet's protective shield. The reason why this happens is because of an increase in the sun's luminosity, which means the amount of energy it radiates into space will increase. According to one of the authors of the study, the bigger the star becomes, the bigger the luminosity. And the problem is that there is no known physical process that can stop this growth once it starts. The extra energy from the sun will blow away the light gases in the Earth's atmosphere, which includes nitrogen and hydrogen. This process has already begun, by the way. It's just very slow. In fact, since the beginning of the solar system about 4.6 billion years ago, the sun has grown 30% brighter. However, this shouldn't be a concern for us humans, since it'll take millions of years before things get really bad. So how long do we have left? According to the researchers, Earth will likely be destroyed in about 1.75 billion years. By then, the sun will become so bright that it'll strip away the entire atmosphere and all the oceans will evaporate. At this point, our planet will become uninhabitable for all life forms. But wait, there's more. Our fate will be worse than Thanos's. You know, the mad titan who snapped half of the universe out of existence? Yeah, him. See, the thing with Thanos is that he still had the satisfaction of knowing he was making the universe better. But we humans won't have that luxury. After destroying the Earth, the sun will continue to expand. In about 5 billion years, it'll reach the orbit of Jupiter and Mercury, and then it'll swallow both planets. After swallowing about 80% of the remaining solar system, the sun will run out of fuel and collapse in on itself. As a result, the Earth won't even have the chance to leave the solar system. It'll get devoured by the sun one way or another. This means our solar system will have a new addition, a rogue planet without an atmosphere, without oceans, and without any life. So is there anything we can do to prevent this from happening? Well, unfortunately, the answer is no. Even if we somehow manage to make Earth habitable for billions of years, the sun will eventually destroy the planet. Now, some of you might say, hey, why don't we just move to another planet? We've got plenty of options, right? Well, it turns out that in about 100 million years, the Earth won't be the only planet in the solar system that will face destruction. In about 100 million years, Jupiter will begin to violently shrink and heat up. Then in about 200 million years, Saturn will follow the same path. And that's not even the worst news. Scientists have concluded that after the Sun expands and swallows Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, the entire solar system will be flung out of the Milky Way. In other words, we're all doomed. Of course, these predictions should be taken with a grain of salt, or rather a grain of rock. After all, it's impossible to accurately predict what will happen in the far future. But one thing's for sure, the sun will never explode. Stars like our sun go through something called nuclear fusion, where they convert hydrogen into helium. But stars much bigger than ours go through a process known as nuclear fission. They split heavy atoms like uranium and plutonium into lighter ones. Nuclear power plants have been using this process to generate electricity for decades. But it's much more dangerous than nuclear fusion. If something goes wrong, a chain reaction can occur, causing an explosion. That's why nuclear power plants have to be carefully monitored at all times. Fortunately, our sun won't explode anytime soon. In about 5 billion years, it'll run out of hydrogen and turn into a white dwarf. But until then, it'll continue to shine brightly in the sky, providing us with the energy we need to survive. Okay, now leave a comment with your theories about what will happen to the Earth in the distant future. Also, check out this video about the heat death of the universe. And remember to subscribe for more videos about space.